Pranam, this is Rahul Kapoor Jain and welcome back to Jainism Simplified. Today we're going to talk about Ahimsa, PARAMO, DHARMAH, which is non-violence is the supreme religion. Ahimsa is most of the time simply translated as non-violence, but its implications are far wider. It is more than just not doing violence. It is more than just an attitude. It is a whole way of life. The concept also includes the positive elements of working with justice, peace, freedom, and liberation, if doing so does not involve violence. Violence in thought and words is just as bad as physical violence, thus we must avoid anger, greed, jealousy, and pride. What makes Jain concept of Ahimsa so different from other philosophies? Normally, violence is associated with causing harm to others. However, in Jain philosophy, violence is referred to as harming one's own self, behavior which inhibits the soul's own ability to attain moksha. At the same time, it also implies violence to others because it is this tendency to harm others that ultimately harms one's own soul. Most importantly, Jains extend the concept of Ahimsa not only to humans but also to animals, plants, microorganisms, and to all beings having life or life potential. Jains strongly believe that all the life is sacred and every being has a right to live fearlessly to its maximum potential. Now let's dig in a little deeper. Living beings are classified on the basis of the indriyas, which is 5 sense organs, and prana, which is life essentials that they possess, like energy, respiration, life duration, the organ of speech, and the mind. According to Tattvartha Sutra, one of the most important Jain scriptures, the higher the number of senses and vitalities a being has, the more is its capability to suffer and feel pain. Thus, violence to higher sense beings like man, cow, tiger, and those who have 5 senses and the capacity to think and feel pain attracts more karma than violence to lesser sense beings like insects or single sense beings like microbes and plants. Hence, one must completely avoid violence towards 5 sense living beings and as far as possible minimize the violence towards lesser sense beings or 1 sense being. Now let's move ahead and understand different types of himsas. 1. Sankalpini hinsa or intentional violence. Intentional violence knowingly done is the worst form of violence. Example of Sankalpini hinsa are killing for hunting, amusement or decoration, or butchering for food or sacrifice, or killing or hunting out of enmity or mischief. Number 2 is called Virodhini hinsa or self-defense. One is allowed to practice self-defense against a robber, murderer, or any criminal. This self-defense is necessary when evil attacks. Number 3, Arambini or Griha Arambhi Himsa, which is household violence. This violence is unavoidable, committed in the course of preparing food, household cleanliness, washing, construction of house, etc. Number 4, Udyogini Himsa or occupational violence. This violence is connected to occupational undertakings such as agriculture, building, and operating industries, etc. While Sankalpani Hinsa or intentional violence must be avoided at all costs, the other 3 forms of Hinsa, which sometimes is just not possible to avoid, must not exceed the strict requirement of fulfilling the duties of a householder. In conclusion, let me also help you understand that violence can be committed in many ways, such as committing it yourself, asking others to commit violence, encouraging others to commit violence, assenting to or condoning violence. All this must be avoided. So make a commitment today not to abuse, oppress, injure, torment, torture, or kill any living being, and frequently and deeply reflect upon the words of Bhagwan Mahavir. There is no quality of soul more subtle than non-violence, and no virtue of spirit greater than reverence for life. So live every moment of your life in awareness and stop or reduce violence of all form. And that's Jainism Simplified.